Hey friends, how's it going? Oh, welcome back. It's been a nice New Year so far. Everything's been okay. How about you guys? Is everything okay with you all? I just wanted to touch base, say hi, and I had a thought of a really simple video to make, but I thought it was worth covering. Um, and basically it's just handle maintenance, and how I take care of my handles. So you see yourself with you're faced with a handle like this, a wood handle specifically as well. I don't really like fiberglass handles, except on my hammers because I use those every day, and wood handles for prying nails and stuff just aren't just as practical. But let's say this is the handle that we're dealing with here, and basically, you know, you've got some dead wood cells on here or whatnot. So I just take, you can use a utility knife blade. I'm just using this because it's a little easier. But what I'm going to do is hold this at a bit of an angle, and I'm going to scrape. Hopefully you're getting that. On a dull utility knife blade, it won't work. It has to be a new utility knife blade. Something sharp. Let's see how all that gray and those dead wood cells are coming right off. And you have to kind of figure out which direction the grain is going, and you'll know which direction the grain of the wood is going, because one side it'll be real smooth and the other side it might get a little bit hairy. So just be mindful of that. Let's see, I'm just very carefully scraping this. See, I've got a watermark there, and this wood's all shrunk, and it's probably been left out in the rain. But it's just all scraping right up. Now, I actually prefer the scraping first, because sanding first tends to, and sanding will work. Everybody has their own little ritual, but I like the scraping because it removes the dirt and everything. There's a tendency when you're sanding on something like this, it just kind of smears and pushes the dirt into the wood grain, and it never really truly gets off of there. It just kind of makes a smeary mess. But hey, some people do that. This is just what I do. But basically, this isn't rocket science, and it's I'm not going to do the whole handle. I'm just going to do an example spot on this, because this handle is going to get trashed. It's a nice plumb. But you're only going to get so far. You just want to get the dead wood cells off of it, and you can see where the grain is starting to lift a little bit. So there's always 100 different ways to do it, but that's what we had before, and that's what we have now. So there's different finishes that people like to use. Some people use boiled linseed oil, some people use raw linseed oil. Raw takes longer to dry. Boiled linseed oil has chemical dryers in it. people don't, some people use Danish oil, some people use, I use tongue oil. And it just dries naturally, and it was used on, by and large, in World War II, it was used on the wood. In World War I, it was used on the gun stocks. They did use linseed oil as well, but I think the majority of the armorers used tongue oil, because most of the stocks that I've refinished have an amber color to them that the linseed oil doesn't seem to get. But anyway, you can, now's the time if you feel like sanding. I mean, this is very, very smooth now. The grain, the little curls from the grain, I don't know if you can see that. The grain started to separate. It doesn't mean that it's worthy of being changed or thrown away. But I would say that this handle has a limited life expectancy. And it's not even fit properly on this axe. So, I mean, it's definitely coming off. But we might get made into file handles. I don't know. I always save my axe handles, by the way. You never know when you're going to want to trace something, or you need a, where is it? This is a drift I made out of an axe handle. Just all kinds of stuff. File handle out of a beaver tooth. So anyway, now's the time to sand. I got leftover sandpaper. And use a little coarser if you want. Coarser sandpaper is going to give you a better grip, I think. But you have to develop your own regimen. It's just one person's going to be like, oh, I do this. Yeah, you're crazy. And the other person's going to be like, no, you're crazy. And it's like, it's really what works for you. This is just what I do, again, and it works pretty well. And I'm not above, I don't leave my axes out, but I've been known to leave a shovel or two out, and it holds up well. But anyway, so after I sand, and by the way, you can't put too much oil on your handles. You want it to protect. You don't want it to be so slick that in the summertime, when your hands are sweaty, your tool goes flying out of your hands. So let's see, between the thumbs is what we've worked on. So, and I tell you, I have, ever since I saw Uncle Buckin burn handles, and I researched it more, and got into it and have seen the results on what it does. It's more than just an aesthetic, I believe. There's some purists that think it's nuts. What I think it does is I think it heats up the wood cells. Not a whole bunch of wood cells, just the superficial wood cells enough, and it heats the wood. And I like to apply the oil while the wood's still hot. I just think it penetrates better. And it takes a while. So I'll darken that area and I'll darken that area. So in between those two dots, okay, might be just a little heavy there, but got that lighting up a little bit. So yeah, it's still warm. Just clamp that guy up. You can also, if you feel like your torch is too intense, if the flame is too intense, because after all, these are made for soldering copper and various things, you can very carefully take the orifice off, if you so dare. You can, you see in there, and you don't want to mess with it too terrible much, but you can enlarge that orifice just a touch. I mean, just a touch, and it'll expand that. It'll widen that flame a little bit so that it's more round, and it doesn't like you get these burn spots because you're too close, and it's this flame is centralized for getting a lot of heat in one spot real fast. And when you're burning the handle, you don't really necessarily want that. You want more of an open flame that's gonna, more like a paintbrush kind of thing. But anyway, that's for demonstration purposes. This is perfectly fine. Hit it a little bit more. And if you're unsure, just stay back. Don't get up on that wood. So, a couple of words about oils. Watco makes tung oil, but it is not 100% pure tung oil. It has dryers in it, and it also has varnish in it. And it is not axe handle friendly, or gun stock friendly for that matter. So if you're going to do tung oil, I would do 100%. Oh dear, that's on there tight. I would do 100% tung oil. And I've kind of, after doing a bunch of reading and stuff, I honestly think if I was going to do linseed oil, I would do, oh, I got it, good. If I was going to do linseed oil, I think I would be patient and let it dry, and I would get the natural, the raw linseed oil. I don't know. Does it matter all that much? Probably not. But then again, you know, it's just developing your own little regimen. Danish oil is a good product. A lot of Danish oil does not have an exterior rating, but does that matter in the long run? If you take care of your stuff, it doesn't matter. So, it's not too bad, I don't think. I think that's really good. So we just went from what, in however long we are at this video in this point, and me blabbing around, we went from this to this. That'll dry in the morning, and it'll be able to withstand rain. Not tons of abuse, but it's protected, you know, versus that. I like tung oil. Let's see. And it just depends on the tree, part of the tree. This has tung oil on it too. This is my Cruiser Sager. It's chopped and it splits some firewood. Let me tell you, this thing is a beast. And this is the GB. It has tung oil on it. I just like tung oil. If you've got a handle, well, this is white oak. So white oak gets this much deeper look. It has sawdust all over it. It gets a much deeper look to it. But anyway, I hope that's helpful. Let me see, one last thing. It works especially well if you buy a hammer like off of eBay. This is probably going to get changed out because it's just all beat up and knocked around, but similar to this kind of quality. I mean, a lot of times the antique places will spray them down and varnish or polyurethane, but look at that old patina. And this isn't what I consider good patina. This is what I consider gnarly patina. This has got somebody's dirty, filthy, scummy hands, and God knows what they did with this hammer. But you can literally take, this is a DeWalt brake blade knife, utility knife, or you can take a utility knife blade. I want my own dirt on my tools. And you're still not losing patina. You're probably getting 50 or 60 years worth of dirt off of it. Yeah. So there you go. How long did that take? 3 minutes. And this yucky stuff the dirty stuff, and then somebody sprayed polyurethane over the top of it and they got it on the head and all that stuff. This will all get wire brushed and then that'll get resurfaced a little bit, but I mean, this looks like white oak. Definitely white oak. Old, ready to roll. Here's another handle. This I actually bought new when I was in high school, and this handle looked like that, and so that's refurbished as well. So anyway, hope it helps. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody is ready to take the world by storm this year. Be kind and just be happy, and look for happiness and positivity, and you're not going to find it in everything, but you know, err towards the side of kindness and positivity rather than looking for the negative. But anyway, thanks to all the new subscribers. I really appreciate it. I really am going to do that thank you list. I'm going to have to, because I can't remember everybody that's here. But I think we're getting ready to push 75 subscribers. So, I mean, we're getting close to 70. So it's pretty exciting. I'm actually pretty excited. Thanks to everyone that comments. It means a lot that y'all pop in and check stuff out, and see what crazy Casterville is up to and what's going on. Got a lot's coming this coming year. This year, I guess it's here, isn't it? So we'll talk to you soon. Bye.